When I was first of all, I was working with Coca-Cola. Last year, I was working with Coca-Cola.
Okay.
I had a 401k account,
Yeah.
and when I left Coca-Cola, the 401k account, for some reason, I took out money from the Fidelity 401k. I took out the money. So now that I'm doing a side gig, I don't know how to link it up with my paycheck where I can send money to this IRA account, or do I have to create the account again?
You have any employees?
No, I don't.
Okay. Potentially, what you could do, for example, is create an LLC or potentially an S corp, and then you can go over to Vanguard or Fidelity. I use Vanguard, by the way. If you're going to use Fidelity, but if you go to Vanguard, they'll help you out set up, for example, an individual 401k. That's a 401k for your company. So now you can start investing through your company. But also, for example, you could just set up a Roth IRA with Fidelity, or for example, the company I use is M1 Finance. So if you want to do like a Roth IRA, you could do that. Now the big thing is basically, I want you to get into the habit that whatever money you invest, it should be between 10 to 20% at this level. The answer is you're not going to touch. This money is not for you. How old are you, by the way, bro?
I'm 32.
Yeah, so this money is not for 32-year-old you. This money is for the future you that's going to need this money when that time comes. So you can't just like be playing yourself all the time. So it means, for example, if you're going to be investing 15% of your money or 20% of your money, when you put that money into your Roth IRA, or for example, into individual 401k that you actually make with your company, you don't touch it. You leave it there. Now, the big thing is basically, if, for example, you stop this company or you end like your 401k with your current company, any of that stuff, right? You can always just create a traditional IRA and roll over the money from your 401k into a traditional IRA, and that way you don't get penalized, and that way you don't have to sell anything either. Does that make sense?
No. So do I just Google traditional IRA?
Okay. So here, let me break it down, okay? Let me break it down so you understand the step by step here. So once you're debt free, you save for emergencies, and you bought your car that you actually want to buy for cash. Now you want to start investing. You have two ways to invest, right? Well, three ways. You have, for example, the employer side, which is basically like a 401k plan, Roth 401k, 403b plan, Roth 403b plan, all that stuff right there. Then you have, for example, the individual stuff, right? Individual retirement, like yourself. So you have, for example, the Roth IRA, traditional IRA, and even, for example, a taxable account. Just having, like, for example, just a taxable account with taxes and all that stuff. Now, what you want to do is say, if I'm going to invest 15% of my money, I can go ahead and say, well, let me first of all get the match at the company I work for now, so that I can get free money. If I have any money left over, I can say, let me put this money into my Roth IRA. That's your personal stuff. Now, the thing is, when you leave that company, whether it's, for example, your own company that you created with your own 401k, or the company you work for that has a 401k also, when you leave that company, usually people go ahead and sell everything. You don't want to do that, because then you're going to be penalized because you're taking it out before you turn 57 years old, or 59 years old and a half. So what you want to do is basically, you want to roll that money from that 401k into your personal traditional IRA. Where do you create these accounts right here? The Roth IRA, traditional IRA. I use, for example, M1 Finance. You could use, for example, Fidelity. That's fine, but I like M1 Finance a lot. Does that make sense?
You've got to stop.